When you enter the space, the first thing you do is look up, because the light is coming very much from above and the ceiling is quite impressive. And you really feel small when you see someone else walking in the space. You really see it seems almost as the people coming in here, they really shrink. Connecting these two elements, the historical meaning of the building, or the history of the building on one hand, and then the ceiling that was so impressive. I thought I should make something like a dust piece that really comes from the ceiling, and you never, it will look as if it was always there. Somebody who wouldn't know it was an exhibition would think, oh, my goodness, what was this before? That was the idea. Already for quite some time I want to make things that are there in reality, not really symbolic things in the end. Things that have a physic that is standing on its own, not in a symbolic way, for instance. So the problem was, while painting, as you paint, always, every painting, every image, as abstract even it can be, and I wanted to get rid of it, and I've been trying quite a lot of ways to make paintings that are not symbolic at all, but in the end I did not succeed. For me there was only one solution: or I stop making art, or I try to find another way to express myself. So that's why I decided to stop painting and making sculptures.
Ja. Jannes, pak hier ook ons de eerste boven, de tweede, de derde.
De eerste?
Ja, we moeten zien dat we nog wat overhouden.
Wees, we gaan met andere dag.
Ja, voilà. Dank je. Laten we eens staan.
Sculpture in general is one of the very few possibilities of making an object that stands on its own without any symbolic meaning. So you can compare it with any object laying around here. The object stands on its own. It's not important because it refers to something else, but it's important because it refers to itself.
Zijde? Ja, maar ik zou daar toch van die stangen aanmaken, hè?
Nobody will walk immediately to the center of the piece. Everyone will start looking around, securing himself in this situation, and then little by little, as he sees that other people are walking underneath it too, they will approach and get under it, and then they really will feel the weight of the piece. So in this way I think it will work physically.
Lukt dat? Nee. Anders moet je naar de binnenkant stappen, hè Willem?
Ja, dat is veel bakstenen.
When you're working with a material as a sculptor, and when you're working with a material like as bronze, for instance, then you know for sure that your work is going to be symbolic, because bronze, as well as, for instance, marble, are materials that are common in use for sculpture, and always these materials are very much referring to a symbolic meaning that is in one way or another inherent to the sculpture. I try anyway to make my sculptures in such a way, even when as I know very well that blood can be interpreted as a sign of life in some cultures, in other cultures it's a sign of death. In some countries it's linked to vampires, whatever. There's a lot of meanings to blood, which is very natural. Same with dust, same with hair, same with intestines. But in the end I try to make sculptures in such a way that their appearance is so strange and so uncommon and so unpredictable that one never will think about it in such a way as a symbolic way. I should work with this skin that is quite abject. So, and I started looking and thinking about other possibilities of making sculptures with other materials that have a surface in abject materials and that you can use at the same time for sculpture. So that's why later on I came to dust. I would like to express, but not by simplifying it, but by showing it in all its complexity. And that's why the structure and the way of working that I use are unpredictable, and from one thing comes another thing, and from that thing comes another thing, and like this the sculpture grows. What I'm trying to do anyway is to make sculptures that in an analog way show this world where we live in, and talk about this, in the end, very little structured environment, not structured time, whatever.